Good day, subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Levi. This is the Cybersecurity Education channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Today we're going to be talking about backups. Backups. They're so critical. They're one of the most important things that you can do, as I talked about in my previous video of the top 5 security things that you can do in 2019. And the reason why backups are so important is because of this thing called ransomware. As I've talked about in previous videos, ransomware will go and encrypt all of your files, and you'll have to pay a ransom to be able to recover those files. And the only surefire way to get those files back without paying the ransom is to have backups. So you definitely want to make sure you have those. And then the other reasons that we've had in the past, your hard drive quits, you accidentally delete some files, a natural disaster comes, or you have something like a power surge. Backups are the only way that you can save those situations as well. So I'm going to be talking about the different levels of backups that you can do, and we'll work our way up to the 3-2-1 backup solution, where you ultimately want to be to. Hope you guys learn a lot, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The first level of backups that you can do is a very basic level of backups. So you have a device, we'll just say it's your computer. So you got your computer here. You install a backup client on this computer. We'll just call this the backup client. And then this backup client, it backs up to an external hard drive that you have, and this external hard drive is just plugged in all the time, and you have this backup client set up so that it just automatically every so often, like daily or hourly or whatever, it just automatically sends your stuff from your computer over to this hard drive. So this is a real basic level of backups. The problem with this, though, if you have a natural disaster or if you have ransomware, it's not going to protect you from that, because obviously a natural disaster would wipe both of these out. And then ransomware, it would encrypt your computer, and it most likely would try to hit your hard drive, your external hard drive as well. But if you accidentally deleted a file off of your computer, you would be able to recover it off of this external hard drive, depending on if this computer synced to the hard drive before you made the change, or how the settings are set up. This one might have multiple backups on it, so you can go back to a different point in time. So this is a very basic level. If you're going to start doing backups, this is where you want to start at. So if we want to get a little bit more advanced here, we can keep doing this. This is a good base. So to get more advanced, we install another backup client on this computer. And this backup client will sync out to the cloud. And this backup client on here, it can be anything such as Dropbox, it can be OneDrive, it can be Box. And basically, so you have this backing up to your external hard drive here, and then you have this backing up to your cloud. And this one's in real time, so anytime you add something to that folder for OneDrive or Dropbox or whatever, it's going to automatically start syncing it to the cloud out here. And this situation's a little bit better, because if you get hit with a natural disaster and both of these get wiped out, you have this out in the cloud to protect yourself. Ransomware, it's kind of a so-so thing, because ransomware could encrypt the files on here, which then sync to here, and then your files are encrypted on both of those. Depending on your backup solution, you might be able to restore from an old backup. It just really depends. So that's a little bit better of an option. Finally, we got the third option, which is the best one. So now this third option, you have this hard drive here, you have something saving out in the cloud, and you have this offline backup, which can be like a tape drive, it can be an external drive. Basically, you plug this thing in on a basis that you determine that you need the data. And basically for this offline backup, you have to determine how much data can you actually afford to lose. If you determine that amount of data as you can afford to lose a week's worth of data, then you go and plug in this offline backup, which in this case, we'll just say it's an external hard drive. You plug it into your USB port on your computer here. Well, every week you plug it in, you sync to it, and then boom, you stick this offline backup either like in a safe, or you can stick, or ideally, you stick it off site. If you stick it off site, then the natural disaster issue, so like if a tornado came through and nailed this whole environment, and you had this off site and you had it 5 miles away or something like that, or let's say you ship it across the country or something, then you'll still have your data here and you won't lose it. But if you have it in a safe here, depending on how big your safe is and how strong your safe is, you could potentially end up losing it that way. So whether you store it off site or not depends on how important your data is to you. During your backups, you really have to determine how important your information is to you. Can you afford to lose something for more than a day or whatnot? And that's how you determine how often you want to back up stuff. So this is the best solution that you can have out of the 3 different solutions that I've shown you. And this environment overall here is a perfect example of the 3-2-1 backup strategy that I was talking about before, because you have 3 different copies of your data. You have the hard drive, you have the offline backup here, which can be on a hard drive or it can be on a tape, and then you have your information out in the cloud, and then you have it on two different mediums. So you have one on the hard drive and you have one out in the cloud. And then the 1 stands for you want to have a backup offline, which you have down here. And this is extremely important in ransomware, because if you do not have a backup offline, and ransomware, it can get encrypted, and then if it encrypts everything that you have, then you're shit out of luck. You don't have any data. But by having this offline backup, it can't just automatically connect to the offline backup because it's not connected, right? So if you know that you have ransomware, you're not going to plug this offline backup back into here until you make sure that your ransomware is gone and that your system's clean. You can follow the 3 different methods depending on how important your data is to you. I recommend that you have backups in the first place. I know a lot of people that just don't even have backups. If you can just get to the point where you have your computer backing up to a hard drive and you have something set up where it does it daily, I mean, that's pretty good. But obviously, if your information is so important that you need it more than that, then you need to set up something more. If you absolutely can't afford to lose your data, you really should get something like this, the 3-2-1 backup solutions. Like I said before, backups are one of the most critical things that you can do in 2019 because of ransomware. I hope you guys really take this into account and follow the backup strategies that I mentioned to help protect your data so that you guys don't lose any of your data. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a great day.